more. Whole squad in the field, yeah, we tell them I'm ready for more. I'm ready for war. Tell them I'm ready for war. If you looking for me, you know where to find me. I leave you dusted, I leave you behind me. I flip the switch from 0 to 90. If you do too much, I'ma do the almighty. You know I got it, you know
We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with the Chicago Bears. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago. They're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs because he can really impact this offense. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Bears are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Play action, now it's Lance. Blitz coming, and down he goes. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. And Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How are they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And oh, that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
A big play that time through the air. 31 yards.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
And the tackle there by Quan Alexander. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Wilson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 39.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Well, this defense for the Bears, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Quan Alexander coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Wilson. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
A first down carry for Barkley. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Wilson. He dumps it off to Barkley. And down inside the 15 he goes. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle. Now it's Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the Saints are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Boy, this is a well-orchestrated drive they've put together. You think back to how far they were backed up to start things out, but they've gone on a march since then, and now after that completion there, they've got a 1st and goal.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Play action. It's Wilson. Rolling to his right. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And this is picked up by the Bears. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands and maybe the offensive move a little bit
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Lance slings this deep from McLaurin. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Chicago. Terry McLaurin, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Bears on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had to quote it back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably... Should have opted for the touchback.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
Yeah, difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Carl Lawson. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Here's Wilson. Here's Fuller with a catch. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Wilson's throw taken in here by Fuller. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Levi Wallace with a pick. And some room to work. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Here's Lance. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Terry McLaurin, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Zerline good with a PAT, and that'll make the score 14-0.
14, Saints nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their futures. They look ahead to the offseason. What spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Play action. Now Wilson rolling to his left. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
Well, this offense will definitely utilize him as a weapon out of the backfield because he was close to 100 yards receiving a week ago. So they will try to get him the football in space as they did right there.
Escaping the pressure right. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into his windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And the Bears will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
All right, work with me, partner. This is a classic understatement. Their execution has been very poor. Last 3 drives, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Winning football? We're not seeing it right now.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
Well, I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
Taron Johnson made the stop.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On the option to give to Swift here. And not much running room. Down to the 32. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, that his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Lance now on first down. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. They find some open field here. Touchdown, Bears! For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And last time, 1-play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people would think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
2nd and 4. Wilson gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
On first down, Wilson. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw again is Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's Fuller. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. 4 yards remain for 2nd down. Throwing is Wilson. And now here's another interception. John Johnson with the INT. And the Bears are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going, because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
Well, no kneeling for them. They decided they weren't going to run out the clock. They decided to take their shot downfield, hoping to either make a connection or a pass interference call. They wanted more points to put on the board.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Lance going to throw. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2.
First down, Chicago.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. A final shot before half for Lance. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here, as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Offense on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Play action, now it's Lance. And that'll be caught by Tony. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Once again, it's Swift. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. No surprise this offense would be able to convert. They're currently 2nd in the league in first downs, and they pick up 1 here.
Yeah, not a stat that we talk about a heck of a lot, but it's a vital one. And in this case, it's really vital because what does it do? Keeps their defense off the field, gives them a chance to rest.
And another juke. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 60 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Off of play action, here's Lance. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. A great effort there with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Bears take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. get this all the way inside Chicago's 10. A big play there on the catch and run. Saquon Barkley, we know how good he is in the running game, but here good yardage in the passing game as he's able to shake free.
Yeah, and he's had a heck of a game so far, up over 100 yards receiving already. And it's not all been air yards as we saw right there. He's so good that when he gets space to maneuver, he can often turn it into a big play after the catch.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. So Mike's #1,
Now Wilson. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes,
touchdown, Saints. Saquon Barkley with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the second most in a single year. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. Now the Saints offense will remain on the field and go for 2. Wilson gonna throw for it. Eluding the pressure right. And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Fair catch. Made at the 25-yard line. The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Slings this deep for McLaurin. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Working with a 2nd and 4. They go play action with Wilson. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. From the gun, it's Wilson. Open man is Uzomah. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 20-yard line.
From the shotgun, Wilson. He dumps it off to Barkley. Touchdown! Saquon Barkley with touchdown number 29. Too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Saints are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. They'll try and throw for it. And he's going to get into the end zone for 2. And they're back within 2 scores. Down 15 now. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. Oh, what a move. And this will go for 5 up to the 33.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A 5-yard pickup on the play.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Lance looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter. But the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Here's a handoff to Swift.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Here's Lance.
He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 24-yard line. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears.
Michael Pittman,
his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Bears are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
Zuerlein good with a PAT. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
Now Saquon Barkley. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Steps away to his left. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On third down, Wilson. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Here we go. It's Wilson on fourth down.
That's complete to his running back, Jefferson.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
At the 47-yard line.
Throwing again here, Wilson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Fuller. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
If I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Calvin Ridley with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Saints have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And Hall not going to bring this one out.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A big connection on that one. 30 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
They'll run on first down. Swift. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Right back to Swift again on second down. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. Here's Lance to throw it. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
That's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. On 1st down, Wilson. Able to hook up here with Ridley. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, this defense has been physical all game long, and it certainly looks like they're not going to back off and make things any easier. They want to keep making life miserable for the receivers all the way to the end.
To throw again on 2nd down, Wilson. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked off by Christian Fulton.
And he'll take this back down inside the 20.
With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.